Hello everyone, I am Ashok. You are watching AI with Ashok. In our previous video, we have seen about types of machine learning classified based on the type and amount of supervision given during the training of a machine learning algorithm. Based on that, we have classified the machine learning system into four types, which is supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. But there are some more ways to classify a machine learning system, and we are going to see one of the way of classifying a machine learning system, which is based on learning strategy of a machine learning system. Based on learning strategy of a machine learning system, the machine learning system are classified into two types. One is batch learning, which is also called as offline learning, and another one is online learning. First, we will see about batch learning, and then we will discuss about the disadvantages of batch learning, and then why we are going for online learning, what are all the advantages of online learning, and how we are overcoming the major disadvantages of batch learning through online learning strategy. So let's get into this video and let's know about it. First, we are going to see about batch learning. Instead of saying definition of batch learning, I am going to explain about the process and workflow of batch learning. Then you people itself frame the definition for the batch learning based on the process of batch learning. Like every machine learning project, in batch learning we will start with the collection of data set, and then we will go for cleaning the data, and then pre-processing the data and splitting the data set into train set, test set, and validation set. And then train set will be given to the machine learning algorithm. Simultaneously, validation set will also be given to the machine learning algorithm to know about the learning of the machine learning algorithm during the training of the machine learning algorithm. And then after training a machine learning algorithm, that particular model will be tested and evaluated with the unknown dataset, which is a test dataset. After testing, if the test results are fine, then the model will be pushed to production. Else, if it not works fine, then it will be again given for training. Then it again goes for training with the same dataset, but by using the different learning algorithms or tuning the hyperparameters. So those kind of works will be done on that, and again the model will be trained on the same dataset, and then again the model will be tested and evaluated, and then it goes for testing. And at the point of testing, if the model works fine, then it goes to on production, and it runs on production without learning. In batch learning, if a model is pushed to production, then it won't learn further. In batch learning, if a model is pushed to production, then it will be running on the production without learning. So this is the key point of batch learning, which is in batch learning, if the model is pushed to production, it never learn further after pushing to production, and it works based on the previous learning alone. But this is not true in case of online learning. So before getting to online learning, we will discuss about the major disadvantages of batch learning. And another main point to be noted is, if we want to update a model with a newer dataset, then we have to train the model with both older dataset and newer dataset. In batch learning, we will be updating our model in the production over the period of time. It may be updated for every week, or it may be updated for every 24 hours, and it depends upon the industry the machine learning algorithm works on. And if we want to update the model with a newer dataset, then we have to combine the older dataset and the newer dataset, and then again the combined dataset will be given to the machine learning algorithm for training, and then the model will be trained with the combined dataset, and then it will be tested and evaluated. And if the model working fine, then this new model will be updating the older model which we have pushed to production earlier, and this new model will be running from that point of time. But the major disadvantage of batch learning is we need to add the older dataset which we have already used for training the model, and it also running on production. Whenever we are going to update the model, we need to combine both old dataset and a new dataset, and combinedly we need to give it to the machine learning algorithm for training. So for each updation of model, we need to increase the disk space of the machine, and it was considered as the major disadvantages of batch learning. For example, we are going to train a machine learning model for the first time ever, and at the first time we are going to give a dataset which consists of 1 million data for training of the machine learning model, and it has the disk space around 1000 terabytes. Such bulk amount of data will be given to the machine learning algorithm for training, and after training of the machine learning model, the model will be tested and evaluated. If the model works fine, it will be pushed to production and run on production without learning. And then after 1 week, we have collected one more 1000 terabytes of data. So for that, we are going to add both older and newer dataset. The older dataset already consists of 1000 terabytes of data, and we have a new data which also consists of 1000 terabytes of data. and then we are going to combine both data, then it forms a 2000 terabytes of data which will be given to the machine learning model, and then it goes for training and then goes for testing, evaluation, and if the testing goes fine, it will be given to the production and pushed to the production, and it runs on the production without learning. And then after a week we have collected again 1000 terabytes of data, and then we have to add these 1000 terabytes of data with the older data set which consists of 2000 terabytes of data, and both on combining both we get 3000 terabytes of data, and the 3000 terabytes of data will be given to the machine learning algorithm, and then it goes for training, evaluation, testing, and after testing is fine, again it will be pushed to the production and it runs on the production without learning. So now you know about the major disadvantages of batch learning. Now we are going to see about online learning, and then we will see how online learning strategy overcomes this major disadvantage of batch learning. The key difference between batch learning and online learning is, in batch learning, if a model is pushed to production, it never learns further. But in online learning, except initial learning, all further learning will be done while the model working on the production. So this is the key difference between batch learning and online learning. In online learning, similar to every machine learning project, we will start with collection of data set, and then we will go for cleaning process and then pre-processing, and then splitting the data set into train set, validation set, and the test set. And then train set will be given to the machine learning model for training, along with the validation set for validating the model simultaneously during the training of the machine learning algorithm. And then it will be tested and evaluated, and if the testing works fine, it will be pushed to production. And the major difference of batch learning and online learning happens here. For example, initially we have trained the machine learning algorithm with 1000 terabytes of data, and the model was trained and it was pushed to production. And then further learning will be done while running on the production, and then for further learning the data will be given as mini batches of which may consist of thousands or lakhs of data around a disk space of 1 gigabyte, which will be given to the machine learning model for training, and it will learn from those new data also, and simultaneously running on the production also. So in online learning, both learning and working both happens while working in the production itself. These mini batches of data will be given to the machine learning algorithm maybe in every minute or every couple of hours. So it depends on the amount of data the company is collecting, and it also depends upon the industry and how they are collecting the data and how much data they are collecting during their process. And this is how online learning overcomes the major disadvantage, which is disk-based management through online learning. So this is how online learning overcomes the major disadvantages of batch learning, which is disk-based management. And then there are some more major disadvantages in batch learning, which is computing resources like GPUs, TPUs, and also training on the full set of data requires a lot of computing resources, which may be a CPU, GPU, memory space, disk space, and network input output, and many more things are there. Suppose if you have a lot of data and you want to automate your system to train from scratch every day, it will end up costing you a lot of money, which was happening in the batch learning. If the amount of data is huge, it may even be impossible to use a batch learning algorithm. Finally, if your system needs to be able to learn autonomously and it has only limited resources, then carrying around large amounts of training data and taking up a lot of resources to train for hours every day is a showstopper. Fortunately, we have a better option to overcome these problems through online learning strategies. At the initial stage of online learning, we will be having a huge data set for training a machine learning algorithm, and after pushing the model to the production, we will be giving a mini batches of data which will consume very less amount of computing resources comparatively to the batch learning. And then due to the lesser size of the data set, the training time is also going to be reduced. Instead of training for hours and days, with this small amount of data set, the model will be trained within minutes and hours. Hope you understand about both batch learning and online learning, and understand about the major disadvantages of batch learning and how we are overcoming those problems with online learning strategies. Finally, I have a question to viewers, which is, if you are a machine learning engineer or you want to go into become a machine learning engineer, among these two learning strategies, which is batch learning or online learning, which learning strategy are you going to use in your machine learning project? and please do comment the answers below in the comment section, and I am eagerly waiting for your comments in the comment section. Hope you have the clear-cut idea on both batch learning and online learning. If you like this video, please do like and share this video with your friends and other social medias, and please support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.